Yo fellas, I've seen that you really liked me rating the Tainted characters in the Isaac tier list, so I was like, you know what, why not? Why not do something a tiny bit more complex and more judgmental? This is where we get judged, because today we're ranking bosses, look at them. They all standing here very cutely. I think this is most of the bosses, including the final ones. There is no mini-boss, I think something is missing because they don't look like a lot of them, but we can get a good opinion on them. They said before I start, I would like to remind you that I make daily Isaac content, so if you could subscribe, it would really help me into going towards the 5,000 sub mark. And at 10,000 subs, for the fun of it and the ruin of my own life, I'll rank all 700 items. How? I don't know, but I'll do it. We can begin now. We can begin with Mr. Poop, also called Dingle. The question is, how do I rank them? I will rank them on appearance, attacks, or like stage they're presented at. We'll put it like this. We'll put these three thingies, because there are some that deserve a certain spot for the first two, but the third category, the stage they're presented at, can change it completely. Let's take in account Mr. Dingle right here. This guy is he's solid. Although he's a poop, he's solid. He has some silly attacks, the sprite is super cool, and overall he's fairly simple because he's in the first stages. You know what I tell you, Mr. Poop? You take a solid A tier. He may go in the bottom A tier, and I'll tell you, I'll try to rank them in order, as in, if you're at the top of A, you are worth more than the ones behind you. So you stay there. Now, Lord of the Flies, which I have two of for some reason. Are these the same? Am I? Yeah, they're the same. Well, we have two Lord of the Flies, and I'ma tell you, mister, this guy right here is probably the best starting boss I know, because you get in the room as Isaac, you throw one bomb, and the boss room is done. So far this guy's gonna take the top A tier. I think he'll stay there for a while. It's a bit unfair that he's going to have two spots. Maybe you can just take this one and leave it at the very end. Yeah, there we go, thank you. Gave yourselves a bit of a spoiler of what we're going into. Gemini, the boss I did not remember in the Isaac trivia yesterday, but I still guessed. This guy's fun, it's a first couple of floors boss, so it's not that big of a deal, and he's kinda unique. Although even then, there is a similar boss to this that I will put much higher, and for that reason alone, I'll put it temporarily in B. Okay, let me cook. That is coming soon. Now these motherfuckers right here, I hate them. They're annoying, they're hard to attack. If you have base stats, you're just stuck in there. They're not hard, don't take me wrong, they're not hard. They're just very annoying. The mini Gerdies, I think you fellas will be the first one to be in C tier. I'll remind you that if you do have any different opinion from mine, you're free to comment them below and I'll take a look. I like to discuss, I like to have this second opinion that maybe makes my mind change. So that's always good, we can have a little debate on who's better than who. While Larry being better than basically every single one we've had so far. I think Larry, he's a cutie patootie, plus he spawns poops. Which, well, do give you drops. Although I wouldn't count you as S tier, I'll put you in the top of A. Maybe I'm being too generous, you know what, I might shuffle them in a second. I feel like I'm being too generous. Monstro, the OG. I don't even gonna say this, I think Monstro is one of the easiest, but with the coolest patterns. This guy is not as dull as maybe Larry Jr. or the Gemini. This guy actually has some stuff, he has jumps, he has different tier attacks, he is not bad. So for now, I'll put him in S. I know this is risky. Hey, I know this is risky. Stop. Do not blame me. Maybe he'll go at the lower end of S. Maybe I'll demote him to A tier. But he deserves the special spot, man. Famine. Together with... Oh, no, wait. Take it back. I've added an F tier, buddy. Just for you. The Horsemen are annoying bosses at the first floor. They're kinda longish to beat. But more than that, they only drop cube of meat or ball of bandages, unless you get the one very specific horseman, which I still believe is like locked behind the last floors, so it doesn't even matter. Like man, outside of the super bandage achievement and the meat boy achievement, these guys are useless. I hate you guys, I hate you. Reason being, I'm gonna just do this very fast, yoink. And now, on to my favorite first floor boss, Mr. Steven and Co, the melanin full version of Gemini. This guy is the guy that I told you I will put above Gemini, simply because he can drop, well, he either drops a buddy, which is still very nice, and that buddy has homing, which is more DPS, or he drops Steven, the damage up, which is a huge damage up, by the way. So for the time being, and I think for a little while, this guy's gonna stomp on the A tier. It looks invisible, you can only see the eyes, but it's funny anyway. On to a personal favorite of mine, the Fallen. I don't think I gotta say even why he's my favorite. Bro's a devil, he has cool attacks, And more than that, he drops devil items, okay? He's guaranteed to drop you one. Might be a tough boss fight, but I think by the time you find it, you're usually good enough to not care about it. So you, my homie, I think for a good while, are gonna be the top one of this list. By the way, I'm gonna try and leave all of the final bosses at the end. I don't know how, if they're actually in order and like they're actually gonna be at the end. If not, I'll just leave them myself, so that we can have a little variety and see these one first before I put them in. Dongle, you're literally Dingle but more annoying. Go next to Gemini. Little Horn I think is a cute boss. He's funny, super easy, and I think it's new user friendly. You know what? When it got added, I literally got this feeling that it was a boss added to be friendly and easy to understand for new users. Plus, it can destroy itself with bombs. So, while I do not think he's a super cool boss, he goes at the bottom end, the lower end of A tier. Now you. I'm a big Rugman hater. I hate walking in a cellar first floor with an item that is not even a damage or tears up in the treasure room, and my boss is Rugman. That thing is gonna take ages, and it's probably gonna destroy my HP situation. Although he's very fragile to bombs, I'll tell you, I would like to not waste it, you know? I would like not to. I think for the floor he's in, he's a tiny bit overpowered, and thus it makes him annoying. This is literally the only reason why this guy doesn't go in A, because the boss is cool, the attacks are super nice and new compared to the others that we had before him, but bottom B is where you belong to right now. Now the Poopy Sisters, just like the other sisters, but this one's poop, and they make you slide, they make you uncontrollable. I don't think they do much more than this, maybe they shoot tears as well, but I'm not convinced about that. And me personally, I'll tell you, I think these ones are slightly worse, but they're literally no different. They're just as annoying as the other ones, but they go below. Blighted Ovum, the boss that I will have never remembered the name of if I didn't Google it. This one is a fun one. This one is a nice gimmick, one is chasing you, one only shoots brimstones horizontally. And it's not that hard, it's actually quite nice, it's refreshing, it's nice, and it's true that you do not see him in boss fights, he's a mini-boss, but I think it's still nice. You know what, Blighted Ovum? You take up almost top A. He's funny to me. Outside of the fact that he's being curb stomped, I don't know why his teeth are like on the ground. But he's nice. Now, the Matriarch Bolt version, which I absolutely do not remember the name of, this is fun. It's like Envy but funnier and harder at the same time, surprisingly. I wouldn't say it's that much harder, it's just like a temporary waste of time. That's what it is, but I like the concept. I like how it works. Molecule enemy moment. You'll go right below Little Horn. You're looking fine to me. So far, nobody's in D tier. That's surprising. May that change soon? I hope not, but maybe. Well, the Hunt. This boss, I think, is probably one of the best, in my opinion, for the first floors. This guy has some big variety of attacks. He has True Faces, which I think is the first boss to have True Faces in the first floors. And for that, I kinda love it. He's very nice. He has a difference in attacks. And he can be stopped in many ways. Plus, I love the fact that sometimes the rooms he's in spawn with true TNTs at the side, which you can exploit. That is very unique to him, and maybe Monstro with the dono machines, but they don't do much. So yeah, I like this guy. I like him a lot. You're going in S tier below Monstro. I mean, Pin, do I gotta say it? Psych! Pin goes S tier, man. Pin is beautiful, Pin is him. Okay, he's literally the best. There is no counter argument. So far, at least, Pin is the best. He's such a funny boy, he's silly, attacks are easy, and it's just like, I feel he's like more of a meme boss. He doesn't have any big presence on the stage, he doesn't do that much, I mean, he's just there, man. He's just enjoying himself. We love you for that, Pin. We love Pin. We, though, on the other hand, while it is as simple as Monstro, and it's more of a stage 2 boss, I'd say, I like it, but I don't like it as much. I don't think it's as nice. I do like the sprite a lot, I like the graphics behind it, and I like the attacks. But the boss itself, it feels kinda boring. After the first 4 or 5 times you play it, as a newbie, you kinda learn it, and that guy's never gonna deal you damage anymore. Solely for this, I am so sorry, but this guy is going behind Dingle. That's a tough spot. For Guido, that's a tough spot. Now we get into the controversial opinion, and now you let me cook and you gotta trust in here. We get both the Downpour and Mines bosses. This can be like all or nothing. You either hate them or you love them. Me personally, as somebody who plays a ton of Tainted Lost, I have certain opinions about them. Let's start with Little Blub. My guy is basically the Duke of Flies, but better. As in, he's stronger, he has more attacks, he's a tiny bit annoying, in my opinion. But it's still an easy boss. I will say he's perhaps the easiest. Yeah, I think he's the easiest in all of the Downpours. And we do like easy bosses. He's not unchallenging, he's not like free. He still challenges you, but not as much. So you go above the Duke of Flies, you take that spot right there. Wormwood though, this beautiful worm of things. He ended so many of my Tainted Lost runs, until I actually learned how to play him. Because surprisingly enough, this guy, although having a weird start inside of the rooms, is not that hard. My frank opinion, I'll tell you that he is perhaps the best boss, the most balanced one out of the whole Downpour, and for that reason, outside of any canon thing and any normal opinion, I'll put him to the very top of the A tier. Steven, goodbye. I have better now. Only issue is having this guy in the mirror dimension, that is kind of annoying. Rainmaker, let's be honest, this guy is just like, he shoots at you and sinks sometimes, he's not that big of a deal. I don't mind him, I don't even like him. I think this boss is just dull. I like the concept behind it, I think it's just dull. And dull starts with D. Start populating that row, my boy. Congrats. Everybody congrats him on being the first one in the D tier. Now Min Min, which I also had to Google the name of, because who the hell would have remembered Min Min? I only remember Min Mux. So, for what regards this boss, he's a cool concept. He's a super cool concept, but the second phase of this guy, oh my god, do I hate it. Do I hate those yellow flies in the Downpour. This said, this doesn't make the boss bad. That will be a silly thing to say in my opinion. I think it's still fair, it's not that hard, and by the time you get there, realistically, you're strong enough to not really care about those flies. So I reckon that maybe top of B tier is kinda fitting for him. Yeah, go here, buddy. Last but not least of the bosses of the Downpour, Clog, my homie Clog. This guy is just weak. He's like Dingle with extra steps, and I feel like he's really a nothing burger, okay? Bro does nothing. You give company to the Rainmaker, man. Sad to say, I know, but this guy literally just shoots poops and some little worms every now and then, that's it. Now, on to some of my favorite bosses from the mines. We have Colostomia. Colostomia is interesting, because first off, the concept of the art sprite is super silly. Bro is a bag of shit. There is no sugarcoating it, he's a bag of shit. Okay? Why? I don't know. We already have like 4 poop bosses, this guy is in a bag. The only difference is this guy's in a bag. What I like about him is that he farts. He has some very, very interesting attacks where if you don't play well, there's no RNG, if you don't play well, you are forced to take damage. So in that case, I'm actually very, very happy with his mechanics. I like the new concept and the way they used farts as a new mechanic when they added the repentance. And for that, he goes somewhere in A tier. Now I gotta balance him. Where do I put him in A tier? He's surely better than Dingle, and probably better than Larry Jr. You know what, why am I even wasting time? He's better than... oh, he's better than all of them. Mechanically, he's actually nicer than all of them. Surprising. Okay, this surprised me as well. Turtlet, on the other hand, you're like Pin but weird and with some Turtlet, on the other end, is like Pin but the silly cousin. It's like the cousin of Pin that asks if you got games on your phone. I don't like him. I think for that stage he's super silly. You go next to the Turtlets. The Poop family, look at them all here, close to each other. Chab, super easy boss. This is interesting because it's the first proper boss that you can actually find in rooms that are not boss related, in floors. I will say I don't really fancy him as a boss, as in he doesn't add anything cool, but I love the ability to be able to throw bombs in his stomach. That is fun. For that reason alone, my guy stomps everybody in B tier. Now here we start showing some favoritism, because the Dark One is probably one of my favorites. I will not put him in S tier because he does not even get close to it, but listen up, the design of this guy is sick. If you do not agree, I'm sorry, you're mistaken. His attacks are not the greatest, I will say, like he doesn't have anything insane about himself. He's just a normal strong boss, no biggie, no anything, but he only appears later on in the floors, so it's not that big of a problem. For now, he will go here, he will be put in the lower B tier. I will not say where his brother goes though, because I have a much different opinion about him. Oh, there seems to be an issue, my mouse is moving automatically. Oh my god, what is going on in here? The Fatty! My cute fella. This guy is so morbid, he's so nice. Mega Fatty has a variety of attack. He poops, he farts, he vomits, he absorbs you with air, he does all of them, okay? I like him a lot. In my opinion, first off, he's a cool sprite. He's very tanky, but he's very weak, which is something no other boss so far has as a characteristic. They will have it later on, but for now he's the first of these ones. Don't mind that one. I like this guy. I think he's cute. I like him. He goes in top V tier. Megamo, you little shit. I still think I'm battled here, because I think this guy is also nothing burger, but he's better than the other nothing burger. He's like the original one, okay? He's the one that gave the concept of the nothing burger boss. For that alone, I'll say I'm not gonna be so harsh to you, okay man? You've been the trial. They had to experiment with you. So top of C tier maybe fits you. I will not put him in D. I think this is a fair opinion. Peep is a boss I love. I think he's nice. He's very annoying though. I like the complexity behind it. I like that it's not so easy and given. You have to actually think while fighting him. This is something that not many boss poses you. Even like later on, when you get better at the game, almost no boss that are mini bosses pose you a threat. This guy, with his tears, the jumps, and the eyes popping out, actually makes you focus regardless of how good you are. And I like that of him. I actually like that a lot. But you know what, homie? You know what? I think a lower A tier suits you quite well. You look nice in there, next to the poop, your friend. Oh look, a new category appeared. Whoop. Okay, back on track with our original thought process. Chad. Chad is like Chub, but sweeter. I like it because it gives you an unlock. It is an unlockable, I think. It gives you an item that is very particular, but the item doesn't count for conjoined, and it's a trash item. So while he is nice, I think he is worth just as much as Chub, but a little less. The only thing that I like about him is the acronym, which is cute, huge, and destructive. That is nice. That is a tiny bit of touch that makes him pop. Nice. The Forsaken. Now this is the goat of bosses, perhaps. I love the design, I love the attacks, I love how he looks. And he's easy, like despite the attacks being crazy, this guy's easy. This guy's HP is like so low, in all champions by the way. I think this guy, at a very low S tier, could be suitable. I think I like him that much, I'ma tell you. The Frail on the end is like Pin, but worse. I don't want to say this is a nothing burger. He definitely doesn't take the S tier that Pin gets you because of his love. This guy's the complete opposite. Some maniacs will put him in F tier. I wouldn't say it's F. Although he's annoying, I think I wouldn't even say D, a C tier. A lower C tier. I think he goes well there. The Stain, my homie, one of the easiest bosses in the game next to the other one, the Polycephalus, that thing. This guy, outside of the bullet hell attack, I truly believe to be a nothing burger. Maybe the best nothing burger though, okay? So let's put him above the other ones. Bighorn is kinda cool, but in my opinion, for how cool he is, they could have done much better. I don't know what. I know that there are some people who are work bosses that make them cool, but I think the potential was high here. And they did deliver, but only half of the potential. So I would have given this guy probably an S. For looks, the attacks, the way it works, but he feels underwhelming. He feels like a low stage boss. Just as Little Horn, but it's not Little Horn, he's supposed to be the big boss. So why he so weak? Why you so weak? Go B tier. Rag Mega, perhaps one of the most annoying ones, because for no reason whatsoever, this guy giving you the back means that you cannot attack him. Do I know why? No. Does it make any sense? Also no, he's just annoying, man. You're not even a nothing burger, you're just annoying. Get in here. Nah, Bambo. My love Bambo. I only love him because of the animation of when he dies. There is nothing that I love more than that. This guy is so free. Like, he's not as a boss, but this is such a free tier. Like, of course this guy goes S. S and probably even above Monstro. Yeah, I'll take it even above Monstro. Probably the only boss that I enjoy in Mines. Carrion Quinn is like Chub but more annoying. I still think it's a weak boss, so it's not that big of a deal. But I feel like this Chub, Chud, and Carrion Quinn go in a good order. Like, they're all the same kind of boss, they're all silly, they're all easy, but they look good and they're all kind of different from each other. So in my point of view, this goes below all the rest, but not up there in a low tier in the tier list. I think it's okay, it's well balanced. They did good. With these three bosses, they actually cooked. I like them. The Hollow is Larry Jr. that didn't believe enough, so you're going in the nothing burger category. The Husky is kind of the same as the Lord of the Flies, it's probably even weaker. Bro, we're getting a lot of nothing burgers here. Yeah, the Polycephalus, another nothing, but we're cooking bad here. We're roasting. D went from being the emptiest one to the one of the most full one. Yes, the third fullest one. That is insane. The Wretched is kind of like Widow, but different. The thing is, I wouldn't even be able to tell you what changes. I have actually no clue what changes between the Wretched and the Widow. That's how unimportant it is. And since this in an order of floors comes second, you also get the Nothing Burger. We're continuing, man. This ain't stopping. We're on a rampage. Never mind, we actually got a super cool boss. Reap Creep is, I think, the best boss in the mines for attacks. I think they cooked a lot in the mines. Okay, they cooked. They let them cook, and they did super good. I love the fact that this guy has so many attacks. He has like 3 faces, and all of them are completely dodgeable. Some are hard to understand in my opinion, but I wouldn't say this guy is bad. I will say this guy is actually much better. It's a weird combination of the Hunt and the Forsaken somehow. And probably Bamboo as well. He's a combination of a lot of them. I think this guy goes above Monstro. I think this is generous. And S tier for this is the Hornfell, which is like Loki with extra steps, is also nice. He's not like Loki, he's much better, and he goes on rails. I think his boss fight is entertaining. He's nice, he's not hard, he's solid. He's a solid A tier, and I will put him actually above the Worm. Yeah, above the Worm. I think that's a good spot. Tough Twins, also called Rapscallion, are like Larry Jr. with extra steps. Nothing Burger. It's nice, the mechanic with the bombs, but it's slow for no reason whatsoever. I won't say it's a Nothing Burger, okay? I will say next to the Frail, maybe. Above it. Yeah, above TIERLIST as well. Yeah, okay. This seems okay. Oh look, an even newer row appeared. Boop. Okay, here is where it gets controversial. The Pile is a Nothing Burger with extra steps. I like the new attacks, they're just annoying though. His whole point is to be annoying. I don't see him as a good boss, this guy's also weak. Why do you exist, man? Why? What puts you there? Why are you a thing? Go, I wouldn't say he's as bad as the Wretched. Maybe... I'll put you over the... hello, here, go here. Singe, my boy is cool, super cool sprite, interesting fight, he farts, and he's funny. This guy, does it take an S tier? Yeah, I think bottom S tier is deserved. I'm seeing a lot more bosses than I thought in S tier. I think they really cooked with the Repentance update. The Shell, boy oh boy, did I forget you existed. Right where I put the other one, please. Here we are cooking, the Adversary. If you remember, I put the Dark one in B tier, almost at the bottom, because he's not as good. The Adversary is like the Dark one, but on steroids. This guy's just cracked. He brimstones at you, he dashes at you, runs, stomps, he does a lot of stuff, and he does it real fast. For that reason alone, I think it's not hard to dodge, but he's very dynamic. His dynamicism is what makes him so good to me. He's not bad, and although the reward is not that great, like it's no guaranteed pool of items, I like him much more. I think this guy takes a solid A tier above Larry. The Cage is an okay boss, it's not like Sister Viz, is it? Is it not Sister Viz? I swear 2 cages make Sister Viz. Anyway, Green Apple. The Cage is a weird boss. I wouldn't say it's a Nothing Burger, but it's a Gertie with extra steps. I don't like Gertie, but I'll tell you, I like this one more. I think low C tier. The Gate, now this is a boss that is complete utter garbage. It's annoying, it's tanky, it's like Gertie but bad. And the red champion of this guy is probably the most annoying thing on earth. Buddy, I'm surprised to say this, but you deserve the F tier. Loki, I think he's nice. It's nothing special, but it's nice. He's like a cool tiny boss. Top of B, maybe he's cool enough. Let's say second spot of B. Monstrous True though is, I think, probably the best way to take a boss and renovate it. Monstrous True has the Brimstone, which normal monster doesn't have. He spawns the flies with the jumps. It's actually cool. He has 2 different jump attacks that you can do, and they alternate. He doesn't do that much outside of that, but it's still monstrous. It's still a basic boss. So I like the idea. While all the repetitions before are put in Nothing Burger, I think this guy goes at the bottom of A. Oh look, another horseman. Goodbye. Gish is like monster with extra steps. Let's not lie. Gish is like, do you like Gish? If you do, please let me know why. I don't think there is one positive thing about him. I think he is dull. Yeah, you're a Nothing Burger, Gish. Same thing goes for Brownie. I'm thinking about it. Does the same thing apply to Brownie? Probably, yeah. I think Brownie is also Nothing Burger, and the worst one of them? No, I think I'll just put him below the other poop boss. They're kinda the same. Sister Viz, another dynamic boss with lots of stages and attacks. I think it's super nice, they're cool, and they split the room between itself. Although they're super like close to each other and deal some good patterns with some massive room area, I feel like they're still easily dodgeable and playable. This is perhaps one of the funniest boss you can fight. If you have a good build, you'll enjoy them. This is why I put them on the second, third, fourth, third spot of A tier. I think they deserve it. On the other hand, this motherfucker right here, oh my god, do I hate the Infamy Mask. I hate it. I want to attack a boss from any side. Allow me to not need to destroy stuff to kill the main boss. It's not a bad design, it's interesting, okay? It's not a nothing burger, it's actually something very new. But it's annoying. I think you go below Ragman for annoyance. The Siren, outside of the NSFW community of Isaac, which I still don't understand why it exists, and I do not support, is a cool boss. I like the concept, I like that she steals babies. As in, I don't support stealing babies, you know what I mean? She's cool, as a boss, in-game, okay, in-game. She's nice. She takes a solid, super solid, probably second top A tier. This is the first time I put somebody over the Failhorn thingy. The Heretic is a boss that I know many people struggle with, mainly because of the Brimstone attack. They don't understand how it works, but I feel like this guy is actually easy. It's like, way too easy. C tier. Now, the Visage. Not only is this guy a nothing burger reused from the Infamy Mask, this guy is more annoying than the Infamy Mask. How do you take bad and manage to get more annoying than bad? I don't know. Stick to like the very bottom of D tier, please. The Homie Boys, which I've also misread as Horny Boys for a long time, is an interesting boss, I will tell you. It's a boss I have no particular thought about. Like, when I think of them, my mind just breaks and starts loading. I don't think they're bad, I think they're just uninteresting. Go top of C. Now we're starting to see the top bosses, like the actual final bosses. We'll skip them though. We have Chimera, which is interesting as a boss, but I think it's super stupid. I don't think it's a nothing burger, I don't think it's a bad boss, but bottom of B fits. Rotgut, on the other hand, has balls. That reason alone puts him in S tier. You go above the other spider. Yeah, balls do earn you a spot in S tier, just so you know. The Scourge is interesting, many people hate this boss. He's hard, let's not lie, he's hard, but he's fun. I like fighting against him. I think this guy is a solid boss with solid patterns, A tier, second spot. Blastocyst, one of the OG bosses. I like him, I like the design. But it gets annoying because he has a death animation per each stage and that's kinda slow. I'm sorry boy, but you go in the bottom of B. What I'm not sorry about though is Daddy Longlegs taking an even better spot in A tier, I think above Dingle. Yep, I'm putting him above Dingle, I just like him as a boss, I think he's super cool. Split Loki is a bit of a nothing burger compared to Loki. Mama Gertie, I don't think this is considered as a boss, like a real boss. Or at least not a final one, that's what I'm meaning to say. She used to be very annoying when the Delirium transformed into her. I now think it's fixed, but the boss fight in itself is interesting, even the concept is interesting. You're fighting like another version of Mum, and you don't see that often. A tier. Fred. I don't know why this guy's called Fred. I like him though. We do like Fred. Share love to Fred in the comments, please. You go above Larry. Above Larry sounds good. Nothing burger number 16. I don't know if it's actually number 16, but number 17. I'm just going with numbers, okay? I'll look death. The Arachnid is like Daddy Longlegs with less steps. Don't know how, they got a downgrade. The Matriarch not only is a nothing burger reused from Fistula, it's also worse and more annoying. This takes an unnecessary F tier. We're left now with Angels, which, if you know, I'm an Angel boy, so for me, both Uriel and Gabriel go in S tier. We are Angel boys here. Oh, look at their wings, look at how they go. The triangle. There's actually Illuminati in Isaac, we found him. We have Krampus, which is accessory here. I hate finding him in the Devil deal, but if he does give me Lamp of Coal, I like him. For that possibility alone, I think a lower A tier fits him. These mini bosses are interesting. I think I'll put them in order in their own category, so not to mess anything. Starting with Envy, well, he's the first one, so you gotta go there. Little Gluttony, I think he's probably nicer than Envy, because he's not as low and he has 2 attacks. Bomberman though. Bomberman is literally Bomberman from the Nintendo game. There is no beating this guy, I think. This guy is funny, he has cool attacks, and more often than not he drops you an item. Pride is annoyingly easy. I don't think there is anything good for him. Bro goes below everybody. Lust is alright. I'm not a fan of him. He's probably better than Envy, but worse than anybody else above that. Greed, please just go to the bottom. Sloth, I like Sloth. I think he's cool. I think he takes second spot so now. Oh, we also have the super variant of them. Well, Super Greed, bye. Super Envy is better than Envy. but it's still as annoying as MV. So you go above him now, excuse me, above him. Cool. Super Gluttony is just a better Gluttony. Super Wrath, which will be Bomberman, I will say is more annoying than Wrath. So surprisingly, for the first time, this guy is actually going to go lower, and I think below Envy. That's how much, no, above the Envies. That's how much I don't like him. Super Pride is Pride with extra steps, so he goes literally where Pride is. Super Lust is kind of the same, and Super Sloth is actually quite nice, I'm not gonna lie. There's also Ultra Pride, which is a sprite between Edmund and some other dev, which I think is a cool concept. Reason being, it takes the lead. I'll say it takes the lead, okay? On solitary reasons of lore, it takes the lead. Now we're into the actual final bosses. This I'll merge in the main category, because they do deserve a spot. Starting with Mum's Feet. I'm not a feet guy, so this goes in F tier for annoying. Mum's Feet from the DLC, meaning the alternative Mum, is actually a much better fight, and this goes in A tier, top. Mum's Heart, interesting, but you only see it 11 times, after which it's kinda gone. I think it changes nothing between that and It Lives, so I'm not gonna put them in different tiers. I'm actually gonna put them at the bottom of A, both of them. Mother is an interesting fight. I struggled a lot before. She has a unique attack where she summons deaf people that look like Isaac, and they're currently like precisely 34, resembling the 34 characters of Isaac. That's a cool attack. She has a super cool sprite. The fight is interesting. The floor she's in, kinda less. But I think she takes top A tier. Hash, man, many people hate on this guy. This guy gives you at least 2 items and a potential of like 5-6 minimum in his floor. So, like, really, he's super worth to do, okay? I'm gonna tell you, Ash goes S tier above even above the adversary even. Hash is solid. This is where it starts getting controversial, I feel. Satan, his floor is one of the best OST in the game. He has cool stages, the sprites are sick, and if you deal precisely 600 damage to him, he insta-dies. This guy also goes in S tier, below Hush. Isaac is like the weaker version of this boss, he goes below the Angels. Dilemma is nice, but I don't find him as interesting as other bosses. I still feel he's S tier worth it. The design, the attacks, everything. Below Bumbo, Blue Baby's Hush with extra steps, so this guy stays in the nothing burger, I'm sorry boy. Mega Stan, man. Mega Satan. I love this boss. This boss takes the peak of S tier right now. Just because I'm a kid, okay? I'm a kid, I'm gonna tell you. I look at old, I'm a kid. I like skeletons. Just like Bowser is a super sick boss and Skeleton Bowser is even sicker, this is my opinion on him. Delirium, man, like, I guess he exists. I'm not a big fan of him. I like the concept, I don't like the telefrags, but by the time you get there, really, you're strong, so who cares? This guy goes above the Angels. Now get ready because I wanna go in order. I'm gonna skip this 2, I'm gonna go for the Super Deaths, the Super Horsemen, the Hairbingers. Ultra Famine is probably the least interesting of the Hairbingers. This guy goes in A tier below Mum's Heart. Ultra Pestilence is nice, I like the attacks and he's super dodgeable, he's actually fun. He goes above Mother. Ultra War, although I think he's fun and super unique, especially in the second stage, he's kind of annoying. You go in bottom B tier. Ultra War is just War, so it's like D. Nothing burger, I'm sorry. Greed Mode bosses, they both go in F, because fuck Greed Mode. Or actually, you know what? Fuck Gideon, because Gideon is like Greed Mode with extra bosses. Dogma is perhaps the coolest thing you can see. Dogma easily takes the lead for me. He's a cool boss fight, cool design, I like the stage and I like the lore behind the home ending. The Beast is Dogma but more underwhelming, because it's literally a fight that is always the same in my opinion. So you go below Pin, and last but not least, to take the crown of the first spot in S tier is Plum. We love Plum. Plum, my boy. Please get in. Bro, he's refusing to go in. Hello? Excuse me. Thank you. S tier. So, if I watch it, this is what it looks like. I'll try to make it fit all in one screen. This is it. This is our final tier list. Let me look at it. I think like I did a good job, okay? I feel like I did a good job. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what other kind of tier list you'd like to see me make. Once again, like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. I'll wait for your replies in the comments. And I wish you all a great day. Bye.